1-minute warning. Go ahead and find your seats. It's open seating, no reserved spots or anything. We'll get started once everyone finds their place. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Olympia Education Foundation's Rise and Shine for Students event. I would like to begin this morning's program by reciting Capitol High School's land acknowledgement. Capitol High School and the area it serves rests on the traditional homeland of the Squaxin Island tribe. Since time immemorial, this tribe has gathered and lived in the West Olympia area, harboring a strong connection to the region and the land. We at Capitol are committed to honoring this relationship by dedicating ourselves to an ongoing dialogue involving Indigenous elders, community members, and students. We understand that just last month, the Foundation awarded Capitol High School a grant so they can have this land acknowledgement banner, or put on a banner, and placed here on campus prominently in the school. So thank you very much for that. And thanks to everyone who has committed to starting this rainy October dark day with us here for the Olympia Education Foundation's Rise and Shine for Students event. Throughout the next 30 minutes, we'll learn about how your support of the foundation is cultivating student potential and why your support today is so critical. My name is Drew Mickelson. My wife Megan and I live here in Olympia, West Olympia. I am the proud parent of 2 Capitol Cougars. They both Thank you. They're both on the volleyball team. That's off to a great start. It's so cool to see both girls finally on the same volleyball team because usually we're in different states chasing after them, so that's cool. It has been hard for a diehard Husky and a grad of the UW to get used to saying, "Go Cougs." But I've embraced it. I only say it on Tuesdays and Thursdays and only on this property. I am still wearing a purple tie for anyone who's worried about my true loyalties, but it's so great to be here again. My family and I are very proud to be part of the Olympia School District. I am the Olympia Bureau Chief for King 5 News, been that for almost 18 years now. I have covered my share of political stories, and I see a lot of folks in the room who I have interviewed before. We do want to start off by recognizing some of the elected officials who are here. Please hold your applause until the end. Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck, see him. 22nd Legislative District Rep Beth Dolio, Thurston County Commissioner Ty Menzer, Olympia City Council members Danny Madrone and Lisa Parsley, and Olympia School Board members who are here. Please stand and be recognized, and thank you for your service, and thank you for being here this morning. None of the foundation's work would be possible without the support of the greater community, of course, and this includes today's generous event sponsors. Again, please hold your applause until the end, but we do want to recognize these folks. The Heck Family Charitable Fund, Jonathan, Patricia, and Cameron Sy, Commencement Bank, Forma, Jocelyn McCabe Public Relations, Twin Star Credit Union, WSECU and Browsers Bookshop, Puget Sound Energy Foundation for awarding the Olympia Education Foundation a $10,000 grant to support students and families who are in need of rental or move-in assistance, and help us move in Thurston County for matching Puget Sound Energy's grant with an additional $10,000 to keep students and families housed and to help them move into housing. And finally, Olympia Kiwanis Foundation, thank you all for making this event possible and sponsoring the foundation throughout the year. These are just a few of our sponsors. You'll note a longer list that we're very proud of here in our program, so feel free to check out those businesses and individuals and foundations in town who are helping us. Students, of course, are at the heart of all the foundation's work, and the program also notes the significant contributions those students have made to today's event. They're running the lights, they're making sure this microphone works, they are also operating our slideshow. You may have been ushered in by one of the students. You'll see them acting in a video coming up in a little bit. And the most coveted job of the day, they'll be the ones serving those left bank pastries and Ember Goods coffee at the end of our short program. So thanks to all the students who are giving back to the foundation on your day off. I mean, you guys, my kids are asleep. I'm kind of embarrassed to say that, but I'm gonna get to them here next year. This is my 5th time emceeing the foundation event. We did one on Zoom. We did one just with video. It's so cool to be back in a big room with everybody. And I'm a little excited, more so this year than in years past, because I have some mentor students who are going to steal the show, I think. So I better get all my thank yous out early. But I'm gonna have a couple of co-MCs from Capitol High School. These are students, Maya Allen and Demery Joseph. Ladies, come on out.
Thank you, Drew. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maya Allen, and I'm a sophomore at Capitol High School.
Thank you, Maya. I'm Demery Joseph. I'm a junior here at Capitol High School and a Running Start student at South Puget Sound Community College.
As students, Demery and I know firsthand why the Olympia Education Foundation is so important to all of our schools.
If you know any high school students, then you know that we're pretty good at telling it like it is. Which is why we want to remind you that even if you're here for the pastries, and nobody's judging you if you are, that this is a fundraiser and the foundation's goal is to raise $125,000.
We're also here to tell you how much your support today matters.
When you support the foundation, you support so many opportunities, including grants for our teachers, which make all kinds of experiences possible for students at every school in the district.
Last year alone, you made it possible for students to design and create a hot air balloon and make it take flight.
You made it possible for students to read books that reflect their culture, their identity, the color of their skin, and the language they first learned to speak.
You made it possible for students who have physical limitations to utilize accessible playground equipment and feel more independent because they could.
You not only gave students the opportunity to learn, you also gave students the opportunity to smile and laugh, to feel seen and be heard, and to experience a sense of belonging.
You made a difference to students in every school in the district, and I can say that because I'm one of the thousands of students whose school experience has been improved thanks to your support of the foundation. Your program should include an envelope, which I urge you to fill with a generous check before you leave this morning so you can help cultivate student potential.
Or if you're like me and you don't write checks, you can scan the QR code, which is displayed now and will continue to be displayed prominently throughout the venue this morning. Thank you.
I told you they were going to steal the show. This, as I said, my 5th, maybe my last. I might get replaced here. As you've already heard, students are really what inspire us all to be here, but so do the adults who show up for them every single day at school. There are a handful of representatives from every school in the Olympia School District here in the room. I look around, I see teachers that my daughters have now and former principals, and it's just so great to be in this room with all the people who have made my girls what they are today. We're going to give all the teachers a shout out before they head back to their respective buildings at the end of this event for a full day of professional development. But please, If you're able to stand up, stand up. We want to recognize you for what you do every day, even here on your developmental day. So thank you. And now I'm going to hand it over to our Executive Director of the Olympia Education Foundation, Katie Johansson. Katie.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Maya and Demery. You guys are rocking it. If you have attended this event recently, then you know that the foundation surprises an employee in our schools who furthers our mission to cultivate student potential and whose work reflects our core values. We call this person our student's champion, and we reward them with a $2,000 grant to support the students they work with. The person we're honoring today always greets people with a genuine smile. She is simultaneously honest and kind. In your program, there's an insert about this year's Student and Family Wellbeing Series. And I just want to point out that last year, today's honoree planned our most well-attended event. What's more, she is a tireless advocate on behalf of the students and families she serves in her role as a family engagement specialist. I could not be more pleased to present this year's Students Champion Award to Nancy Swanson. Nancy's going to come on up, and I think a couple of friends are going to come up with her. Oh, but you do have to stand there for a second. So Nancy did not know she was receiving this award. She has a couple of friends who want to make a couple of remarks, and they're going to come up to the stage now.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Salvador López, mi esposa Erika Molina.
Good morning. I will be translating on behalf of Salvador Lopez, and he is my husband.
Nancy, quiero agradecerte en el nombre de mío propio, de mi esposa y en especial de toda nuestra comunidad hispana por todo lo que has hecho por nosotros, por tu arduo trabajo, por todas las ganas que le has puesto para hacer que nuestros jóvenes y nuestra comunidad salga adelante.
Nancy, please come forward. He would like to express his many thanks for everything that you do, not just for our family, but for the whole Hispanic community. Your tireless work, you go above and beyond the call of duty. And there's not enough thank yous in this world to express our thanks.
Te lo mereces.
You deserve it, every little bit of it. And good morning, and thank you for the invitation. My name is Erika Molina. I will say this in English and then in Spanish for all that are here in attendance that can understand. 3 years ago, I gave OSD and Nancy, my greatest treasures, my children. You have shown them great love, respect, admiration, and kindness towards them. You guide them. Thank you for all your support. We love you, cherish you, and admire you. Buenos días y gracias por la invitación hoy. Hace 3 años yo le di a la escuela de Olympia y a Nancy mis tesoros más grandes, mis hijos. Les has demostrado cariño, respeto, admiración mientras guiándolos. Gracias por todo tu apoyo y por ir más allá de todo lo que tú tienes que hacer. Te queremos, te admiramos y te apoyamos mucho.
Wow, I'm tearing up from this. Thank you, Nancy, and congratulations. If you've ever planned an event, you can appreciate how much time and energy it takes.
We'd now like to invite this year's breakfast co-chairs up to the stage to be recognized for their efforts and present one more award.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Joy Hobbs.
And I'm Amelia Layton. Joy and I are both proud to serve on the Olympia Education Foundation Board of Trustees and to have planned this year's event.
We first want to thank Left Bank Pastry and Ember Goods for providing the food and coffee we'll all enjoy at the end of today's program. And now we get to surprise a guest in the audience today with another award.
The Friend of the Foundation is a person, business, or organization in our community that goes above and beyond to support our mission to cultivate student potential.
And just as Demery mentioned earlier, we know that the products of this year's honorees are the motivation for many of you to attend an early morning event.
And as this year's breakfast co-chairs, Joy and I may be even more appreciative than you are for baking and donating over 1,000 pastries for this event for 3 years in a row. Today we honor, as this year's Friend of the Foundation, the owners of Left Bank Pastry, Gary and Rochelle Potter.
Well, congratulations, Rochelle. I had the pleasure of meeting you and Gary on a story we did just 2 days ago, I think, and it was a treat for me. I'm a glutenaholic, and I got to go behind the glass. It was like going to Willy Wonka's place to see. So they do these, the Queen de Mont, right? My family hates it because I've never pronounced it right until just now. But I saw the secret where they flip them over, and the secret ingredient that gets sprinkled on top. It was awesome. I think it was salt, by the way, a little bit of salt. Well, Maya and Demery have already spoken this morning about the importance of the Foundation's grants to students and staff, and we're now going to turn our attention to another reason that your support today matters. Show of hands, how many people are familiar with the Principal's Emergency Fund? We used to call it the checkbook. Yeah, obviously, that's what brought a lot of us out here, I think. And for a lot of us, that's how we first heard about the foundation. For those who are not familiar, let me share just how this amazing resource allows school staff in every single building to immediately assist students who have urgent basic needs. We all know about red tape that's out there, not with this program. This could be anything from clothing to school supplies, toiletries, eyeglasses, vouchers that allow them to purchase gas or food from local businesses, and so much more. Over the years, we've heard from school staff who have shared without exaggeration that the Principal's Emergency Fund has been the difference between a student attending school or being absent, perhaps if they're able to graduate or drop out. Typically, the Principal's Emergency Fund supports students who meet the federal definition of poverty, which is 1/3 of the district's employment. 1/3 of the district's employment. Enough students to fill this theater 6 times. In addition, there are at least 300 students in the district who do not have stable nighttime housing. If that surprises you, you may also be unaware that every year there are dozens of students ranging in age from 6 to 21 who often through no fault of their own are no longer in the care of their parents and who lack reliable nighttime housing. These students are known as unaccompanied youth. Last year there were about 40 unaccompanied youth in our schools, a number like all the others we've been talking about today are likely underreported. Imagine being forced to navigate life as an adult on your own while you're still an adolescent. This can include holding a job while attending school full-time, applying for health insurance, car insurance, completing the FAFSA form for post-high school, and being responsible for your own transportation and clothing, and if by some miracle you can afford it, rent as well. This is the reality for many unaccompanied youth in our schools every year. We're now going to see an example of a combination of how a dedicated school staff and the Foundation's Principal Emergency Fund and your support helped one of these students survive their senior year last year. Side note, the video we're about to see is based on a true story, and all of the students in it are actors from Olympia.
I don't care that he's got nowhere to go. I've had enough of your kid. I'm done with him. He can't live in my house anymore. He's not my kid. I'm done paying for this. He needs to get out of my house tonight.
You don't have to talk about it, but I want you to know that we're here for you. James, I'm just really glad that you know to back in today. So it's more sure you have some resources. Maybe why don't you just take it, just in case? How are things going? Is work going all right? I'm really proud of you for saving up to buy a car. What about some other resources like car insurance, maybe some more grocery or gas vouchers even to help you get to and from? Would that be helpful for you, you think? Yeah, okay, we can work on that.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks. It's 1287.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Gould, and I was in that video, and I wasn't acting. I am a school social worker, and as a social worker, I partner with schools, I partner with counselors, I partner with our administration, I partner with community providers to reduce educational barriers for our students. I have the amazing opportunity to work over there at Olympia High School almost every day with our students. And I'll have to be honest, Katie knows this. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone. However, I am so grateful to the foundation. It's important for me to take this opportunity to express that and to say my appreciation, but also to speak to the direct impact that the foundation has on our students. For the last 4 years with the Olympia School District, I've worked with countless families and students, many of them in this very situation and this very scenario that you saw on the screen today. Not only do the principal emergency fund resources, such as the grocery vouchers and the gas vouchers, they provide an opportunity for us to build relationships with students. Being able to provide immediate access to these resources allows students to have their needs met. As this happens, students begin to trust. As trust happens, students begin to come to school. This impacts attendance. And as we saw in the video, this impacts students graduating from high school. There are certainly times that we also are supporting with housing and rental expenses and move-in expenses, but more often than not, we are supporting with the expenses that most of us don't think twice about spending our own money on. In the case of an unaccompanied youth, this can include survival gear for an unhoused student. This can be hand warmers, wool socks, rain gear, sleeping bag. These are items that Olympia High School purchased this week. Important documents like state IDs and food handlers cards and birth certificates. We also purchased backpacks big enough to hold all of their clothes, their Chromebooks, their Algebra 2 books, their toiletries and personal items, but also a backpack that's cool enough to walk through the halls of the high school. We purchased shoes and clothes that are specific to employment. Imagine getting that job and then having to pay for a pair of shoes that are $45 that you didn't expect that you needed to have. Post-high school application fees and expenses, allowing them to secure that next step, to have hope for for the next opportunity. The video we watched today, I couldn't watch it, but I'll watch it later, will be available on the Foundation's website and also on their YouTube channel. I encourage you to watch it again and think about the $5, $10, $25 difference that it will make. Or just trust me and my team and my colleagues and my administrators when we tell you that it matters. It makes a huge impact on the students in our schools and in our community. Thank you.
Sorry, I like hugging people. Yeah, we're gonna do another award here in a minute, but I wanna thank Jen for her remarks. As she shared, supporting a student's urgent basic needs doesn't have to make a major impact on your budget. $50 will support a grocery voucher, $25 will support a gas voucher, $7 will fund a laundry voucher. And that supplies a student or family member with a scoop of soap, one wash, and one dry at the Westside Laundry, which is just up the road. That $7 voucher and the clean clothes and feeling of dignity that result from redeeming it may be the reason a student shows up for school. And it's just another example of an urgent basic need that you can immediately support through the Principal's Emergency Fund. Speaking of the Principal's Emergency Fund, I want to call your attention to two people in the audience who were instrumental in its creation and who are here. Denny and Paula Heck, if you wouldn't mind standing to be recognized.
The Heroes Heck Award is named for Denny and Paula Heck. A Heck's Hero goes above and beyond to assist students and families with the Principal Emergency Fund.
Katie just spoke a moment ago about laundry vouchers. And while he didn't know this until right now, today we are honoring the owner of Westside Laundry with this year's Heck's Hero Award. David Scheibeck, if you are here, please come to the stage.
I know he was here earlier this morning. Oh, he's making his way down. Keep the applause coming.
Congratulations, David, on this well-deserved recognition. Let's take a look at how close we are to helping the foundation meet its $125,000 goal today.
Okay, it looks like we've got some work to do. We'll check back in at the end of the program. I'd now like to welcome to the stage my principal, Condi Wood.
Good morning. I am Condi Wood, and I am so proud not only to be the principal of this amazing school, but I am beyond proud of my students, Maya and Demery, and all of the other students who are here today from all over the district who have made this morning possible. I love how involved they are this morning because students truly are the reason that we are here this morning and that this foundation, which we are so lucky to have, exists. I've been a principal in this district for 12 years, and in that time, thanks to the Principal's Emergency Fund and your support of it, I've seen the impact that your donations make. I could share many, many stories about how I've used this fund just this year since school started 4 years ago. But instead, I'm going to share 2 stories with you this morning from my time as a principal at Thurgood Marshall Middle School because I still think about them almost 10 years later. Both stories involve 8th grade boys who showed up to school every day wearing their coolness on their sleeves. They strutted rather than walked through the school. They oozed confidence and attitude, but beneath their cool exteriors, they were both experiencing a great deal of insecurity. The first boy was having a hard time performing in PE, so he made up excuse after excuse after excuse as to why he could not participate, and before long, he had a failing grade. His teacher finally figured out that the boy was wearing shoes that were a full size too small for him. I pulled the boy into my office to tell him I could get him new shoes. We went online in that very moment, and he chose the brand, the model, and the color. And when I brought those shoes to him later, he started to cry. This big, macho boy broke down in my office, and he said, "This is the first pair of new shoes I've had since I was 6 years old." He wore those shoes with pride for the rest of the year, leaving them at home on days like today so that they stayed immaculate. The second boy quietly approached my assistant principal at the time one day in her office, and he asked her if soap was something we could get for kids. She said, "Soap?" She was at first a little bit taken aback. "Well, yeah," he said. "The homework club at my apartments used to give prizes to kids who do their homework, and one of the prizes was soap. That's how I used to get my soap. But they stopped doing that, so now I don't have any." Ms. Hayes, who was my assistant principal at the time, swallowed her shock and asked him what kind of soap he wanted. He said, "Something manly." I went that moment and got him a dozen bars of Irish Spring. I don't know. And then I went into my office and cried. We know that students who don't have their basic needs met often struggle to learn. And as you've heard today, if a student can't learn, they also may struggle to graduate, be employed, and break the cycle of poverty that they are experiencing through no fault of their own. I think I could speak for all school staff here today when I say that I feel lucky to have a partnership in the foundation and have access to the Principal's Emergency Fund. I also know that for many school staff, the idea of making a donation can feel daunting. If you work for the district and can relate, please consider automatic payroll deduction as an option to support the foundation. There is more information in your program, but even $1 a month can cultivate student potential. Truly. You heard Katie speak earlier about laundry vouchers. A contribution of $1 a month is 2 more laundry vouchers for a student who otherwise might not go to school because of their embarrassment of not having clean clothes. In fact, if every employee in our district came together as a community and said, yes, I want to donate $1 from my paycheck every month, that would add up to an additional $18,000 of support for our students through grants, the Principal's Emergency Fund, and mental health supports. That's $1. If you've been listening today, you know it will be put to good use, and I guarantee you will not miss. I hope you will join me today and help the foundation achieve its goal of raising $125,000 for all of the work you've heard about this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Wood. Could we go back one slide? I wanted to do something here, if that's possible. Oh boy, maybe one more? Sorry. That's right. So I'm going to show you how easy this is. I just clicked on there. I'm clicking on donate. I'll stay anonymous, but all right, autofill. I have to specify a state. Come on. All right, hold on a second. Denny, heck, can you do something about this? Let's see here. Yeah, of course, it's at the bottom of the list. There we go. Okay. All right, autofill. Okay, you get the idea. It's pretty darn easy. The code on the back of my card, I know that. Okay, so it's going to populate and, invalid card. Okay. It should be, I have to update that card. Anyway, it's very easy unless you have personal finance problems. But I was hoping to get to our tote board again, and we'll see. My extreme donation won't be on there yet, but it's kind of fun to watch that. I don't know if you may have seen that. It's over $1,000 just in the couple of minutes since Demery and Maya were up here. So I know it's going to keep climbing. So please do not leave here today without committing to a gift. As helpful as the Principal's Emergency Fund is, it is a limited resource. Every principal has a budget for the school year. Let's all do our part to make sure that no principal has to say no ever to any student in need just because they've exhausted their budget. You may have seen some of these around. This is a tote bag. District employees heard about how they can help. If you register for automatic payroll deduction today, you will receive this very cool tote bag from Browsers Bookshop. Thank you, Andrea Griffith, the owner of Browsers, and last year's Friend of the Foundation Award winner, for your continued generosity. If you are not a district employee and still want a tote bag, no problem, we can help you out. Anyone who makes a gift today of $100 or more, or an ongoing monthly gift of $10 or more, will also leave here with a tote bag. If there is a specific program you want to support, make note of that when you donate. But as you've learned today, all of the foundation's work is critical, and making an unrestricted gift allows the foundation the flexibility to put your gift where it is needed most, and it's on all of our campuses. You can donate online by scanning that QR code displayed in the program on our screen, and the little pictures all throughout the theater here. You can also use the envelope if you don't want to go online and give online. There are students holding boxes. They'll be out there as well in the theater. I do want to give one final shout out to my co-MCs. Maya and Demery, come on out here. Good luck to you guys. Thank you. And I've got this clipboard and all these papers. These girls, number one, either memorized or had it on their phones, which maybe I should try that next year as well. I really appreciate being here. This is just a little way that I Can Give Back King 5 is very encouraging for me to go out in the community and do these sorts of events, and this is not one that is a hardship by any means. So I really appreciate everyone being here at the Olympia Education Foundation's Rise and Shine for Students event. This is a great annual event, and we appreciate you helping their mission to cultivate student potential. Have a great Friday, a great weekend, and go out there and eat those lovely pastries and enjoy the Ember Goods coffee as well. Thank you all.